of this wickedness.
Huh? Who is talking? You heartless woman. Oh, you don't remember me?
You plotted all this because of a silly high school crush?
Oh, it was not silly. It wasn't. I loved you. I followed you around for days until I had the courage to express myself to you. You treated me like I was nothing. Like I was nothing to you. And he introduced you as his intended. I was going to make sure he breaks your useless heart, but the stupid guy fell so deep in love with you.
You made my wife and I suffer for 2 years, bro. 2 years.
It was a choice to be miserable together.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your favorite girl talk with Prash, and today guys I bring you a new movie. Now the name of this movie is called A Cold Dish. Yes, A Cold Dish. And this is one of the movies that I actually feel like the name resonates with the movie. Yes, A Cold Dish is a beautiful name for this movie. Now, this movie is starring Emodi, Macjoe, Paul Vicks, Courtney Ochanya, John Sidney Diala, Victor A. Zion, alongside other amazing actors, actresses, and the entire cast and crew. Now, before we get into this movie, this is one of those movies whereby, because of the role a person plays in a movie, you find yourself despising the person. Yes. I felt that way while watching this movie, but I had to call myself back and remind myself that, okay, it's just a movie, it's not reality. Okay? That is to tell you how beautiful this movie is. For me to start feeling like, I don't like this person. Yeah, that movie is good. Okay? That's one of the things I watch, I look forward to in every movie. Now back to the storyline. Now this movie is about a young man named Yemi, Yemi is Ray Emodi in the movie, and Lola is Messi Macjoe in the movie, because I'm going to be using their names Yemi, Lola, and during the movie. Now Yemi has a best friend who is Paul Vicks. Now Paul Vicks is Chris in the movie, while Messi Macjoe, who is Lola, has a best friend who is Soma in the movie. Now, Soma is Courtney Ochanya John. Okay. Now, I'll be using their names. Good. Let's start the movie. Now, Yemi is in love with Lola, and obviously, in every relationship, everybody has their flaws, everybody has their bad side technically. But I love the fact that Yemi would usually look past Lola's flaws and still love her unconditionally. His love for her was so pure to the extent that she's running a business, a smoothie business. Whenever maybe she doesn't make sales and something, she would go out, she will be angry and everything. Yemi will go at the back, use another person's name to order from her, just for her to have a good day, just for her to feel all right. And it was so beautiful to see. And her friend Soma would always tell Lola, like, you've got yourself an amazing man, you've got yourself like the best man you can get. So make sure you keep him, make sure you hold him, stop your bad character, stop your character of always getting angry, make sure you keep this man. And it was so beautiful to see. Now, on the other hand, Yemi had a best friend who was Chris. Now, from in the beginning of the movie, you would be looking at Chris like, oh, this Chris is a good guy. He's always looking out for Yemi. They are good friends. He's a guy. He's his friend's guy. Yeah, that was technically what everybody was thinking till it was time for Yemi to propose to Lola. Now, Yemi proposed to Lola, and of course, he wanted to marry Lola. Then they decided to go for like the usual testing that couples will usually go for, the genotype test, the um sexual transmitted test, all those tests they usually go for. And then Chris is a doctor. Yes, Chris is a doctor. So when Yemi and Lola would go for this test, obviously, I think they did the test in Chris's hospital. Chris will be the one to bring the results to them. Now, Chris brought the result and now said both of them were AS. Yes, Yemi and Lola were AS. And it was a depressing situation because these two people genuinely love each other, and now they're telling them that they cannot get married. But even with all that, Yemi and Lola fought against it and said they were still going to get married to each other despite the fact that they both were AS. And at that point, me watching the movie, I was like, why are you AS and why do you want to get married? Why do you want to put yourself through that pain? Because I've heard of instances whereby two people who are AS go ahead to get married and that love will technically turn to hate because what you go through in a bid to conceive, especially when the two people are AS, it's pure trauma, okay? It's pure trauma. So they got married, they started going for IVF and all that to enable them get pregnant. They did the first IVF, it failed, did the second IVF, it failed, and this was like causing so much trauma to them. Okay, especially in the case of Lola. Lola was always sad, Lola was always depressed. And I love the fact that Yemi was always the strong man, trying to be strong for both of them, and it was beautiful to see. Now, Lola's friend Soma also at that point, this was like 2 years after Lola's friend Soma had also gotten married and was pregnant and every. But don't forget, Soma never liked Chris, who is Yemi's best friend. Soma always felt as if there was something off about Chris. She always felt as if Chris was fake and all that. So now Soma comes back into Lola's life, her best friend. You know, distance when friends get married, there's a kind of distance, but now they are back together. They're always seeing each other. And Soma kept on telling Lola that there's something weird about this Chris. I still don't like this Chris. I feel like there is something absolutely weird about this guy. Now, on a situation that Yemi goes out, because Yemi has an uncle who is Uncle Deji. Now he goes and he's telling Uncle Deji about what's going on with his life and every. And Uncle Deji makes a statement and said, Yemi, your parents that I both know, your parents are AA and AA. So how would they say that you are AS? Now this prompts Yemi's head, like, if my parents are both AA, how is it that I am AS? But first of all, he would not suspect his friend Chris because he's like, this person is my G. Now, Yemi and Lola had gotten to the point. This was before the conversation, right? About with Yemi's uncle. Yemi and Lola had gotten to the stage where they were like, okay, since IVF was not working, that Lola should like sleep with somebody, just get pregnant. Yemi was like, he would take the child because of the love he has for Lola. He doesn't mind. So they decided that they were going to use this, his same friend, Chris, as the person Lola would sleep with. But Lola wasn't having it. So Yemi was trying to give her time to come to terms with it. Now Chris, on the other hand, obviously as an evil person, as a demon he is in the movie, he was liking the idea, and on one of those situations he came to the house and tried to have his way with Lola. But Soma caught him and Soma pursued him from the house. Okay, that then Yemi comes back from work and Lola is telling Yemi that this is what Chris did, and that was when Yemi's head prompted that okay, they should go and get tested again in another hospital that is not in Chris's hospital. Now they go, they get tested, and they found out that Yemi is actually AA. Oh my God. They have been going through hell with each other for 2 years, going on countless IVFs when they would have just gotten pregnant the natural way. Now, them finding out that Yemi is AA and it's obvious that Chris was playing a fast one on them, they brought the result and decided to confront Chris with the result that, okay, you said we're both AA, but this is the result. And Chris had the guts to tell them that the reason why he was doing this was because when him and Chris and Lola went to the same secondary school as children, and Chris had a crush on Lola and told Lola, and because Lola rejected him, he swore he was going to make Lola pay for rejecting him. And that was why he put them through hell. That was why he made their whole life miserable. At that point, if you see the anger that entered my body, I was like, how? See, there is wickedness and there is wickedness. This movie was no. Chris in this movie showed the premium height of wickedness, and I was like, nah, no, this can definitely not be happening. because I honestly was waiting for a very big reason that he would say, okay, this was the reason why I did what I did. And it was all just because of a secondary school crush. I was like, nah, this is disgusting behavior. This is nonsense behavior. And I like the fact that at the end of the movie, his license was seized. Yes, his license was seized and the police arrested him too. And Lola and Yemi, they later got pregnant and they had their bundle of joy. Now, this movie is a beautiful movie. All I can say is head over to Uchenna Umbanubo TV and watch this movie, A Cool Dish. If you have not watched this movie, you're missing. And also comment about what you think about this movie. Thank you.